Welcome to the Nash Attack. Tonight, we're going to be talking about Love Island UK. I can actually do that guy's accent much better than that, but I don't want to do a billion takes of it. But yes, Love Island UK. I shouldn't even call it Love Island UK because it is the Love Island, the main one, the OG. I am obsessed with it. And the new season has just started. Here in the States, we used to get it a couple of weeks later or like a month later. And now we're getting them a week after, I think. We're not as behind. That's all I know. And I am thrilled about it. So very excited to chat with you about Love Island. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty short episode. A little bit burnt out on the job search, and I can't even talk about that right now because it'll just get dark and not fun. I realize though I've been watching a ton of Housewives, and I haven't talked about the Real Housewives at all since the relaunch. And we had New Jersey end, and we're at the reunion, and we're getting a unreleased, like a jam-packed version of the reunion like we did with Vanderpump Rules. I feel bad. I did not love this last season of New Jersey. I thought some of the new women were okay. It's just tired. The only way I would maybe be interested is if we just did this, like, I don't know, Real World Road Rules, Battle of the Siblings, and we just get physical with Teresa and Melissa. I'm talking like gladiator style, not like physical challenges. And then we'll take Jackie and Jackie's sister, who she doesn't talk to. And then who's the new one? Not Rachel, but the other new girl who's had the falling out with her brother because of Instagram. I think we just need to get them all together. Greco-Roman wrestling, field day of events, and then a reunion of who comes out on top. Maybe even throw in the Manzos, because Caroline is always fighting with at least 4 out of her 11 siblings, or however many there are. But they probably could stand to go into the New Jersey Battle of the Siblings show as well, because that's really all it's turned into. It's been 10 years of the same back and forth with Melissa and Teresa. I can't do it anymore. I don't care. I've given so many opinions and thoughts on it over the years. I'm exhausted. I think Louie's a weirdo. I want the best for Teresa because I've always enjoyed her as a character, love her as an OG housewife. I think sending her off into the housewife sunset with a wedding special that was 1 episode is a perfect way to end the Teresa chapter. And I say that as a tree stan. I like her a lot, but it's tired and there's nothing new here. And now we have a new abusive, weird man in her life. We can't keep doing that with you, girlfriend. I'm too tired. And Melissa, you did come on the show for weird reasons, and the internet wasn't what it was back in the day. So the effort to actually reach out and message people online about your sister-in-law was 10 steps harder back then. So it makes it 20 times more sinister and creepy. I've never been behind Melissa and her creepo perv husband. I'm just ready for them to retire that franchise or refresh with completely new women. And I was a big stan of the Marge when she came out, but even her stuff is tired. The Arsenal was tired. I feel like this is just negative. It's not good. Let me move on. I don't ever want to talk about something for a long, long time that's just negative and not even funny negative to talk about. And that's just what it is. So Real Housewives of Atlanta is back. I've been watching that, but let me tell you, no idea what the drama is. I just don't really know what's going on. I laugh every episode. Content-wise, there is funny stuff happening, but the overall plot and where we're trying to get to at the end of the season, I don't know what we're doing. I don't know who's mad at who. Candy is there. Todd's spending her money per usual. Same old fights with Mama Joyce. It just feels like repetitive drama. Like, same thing with New Jersey, but that's what happens to these franchises after a while. But at least their stuff is funny. Like the Housewives of Atlanta, they come with the jokes. I really do love them for that. I think Drew was a good addition. I'm ready for the stuff with Ralph to really explode because maybe we'll get some good drama then. She by Sheree. Who cares? But Sheree's funny though. Sheree has her money. Ooh, Freudian slip. No. Sheree has her moments of being really funny where I enjoy her on the show, but something's just not hitting this season. I'm glad Orange County's back. We're only one episode in, but I'm already liking it because I'm trying to remember when we've had a housewife come back. I think Bethany is one. I just can't remember off the top of my head. But to have Tamara be fired and then come back, the attitude she's bringing, it's hilarious. And I think of a lot of the OC type women to be more of that than what the other ladies try to present as like, oh, it was so classy. I think it's more, I'm going to buy a motorcycle with my third husband type of stuff, which is great. And that's why I love Tamara, because she's honest about it. But there's this arrogance. You all should be so scared that I'm back. I frankly find it strange. I feel like there should be a bit of humility and that thank your lucky stars that they let you come back to this. I'm ready for Taylor Armstrong to show up and show us what it's really like to have a housewife come back. I'm ready for that because I was so excited about Tamara, but the attitude, the dude, man, it's rough. And Gina and Emily, they've lasted so long that there's these weird mainstays of OC, but I'm not really sure why they're there. They don't bring much fabulosity. Their family stuff is either way too intense or so mundane it's not worth filming. But either way, I don't really need to see it. It fascinates me that they've managed to survive so many seasons. And the new lady, Jen, I am not sure how I feel about her. The way that she was talking to her new boyfriend, I thought that was the ex-husband she was talking about. That, oh, we have this weird living arrangement and we're just making it work. I thought the man she was standing there with was the guy she had the weird arrangement with. Like, no, that's her current boyfriend. So there's something weird there. I'm going to stick with it. We're going to see how it goes because I have this feeling it's going to pop off. I don't think there's much more to happen in Atlanta. But in OC, there's more bubbling under the surface. I feel like I'm hoping because otherwise we're about to be in a housewives dry spell for a while. And Summer House just went off. Vanderpump Rules just went off. I need this. I need it to be good. Oh my God. Before I get into Love Island, let me just take the time to womp, womp, womp. I was wrong. Summer House Martha's Vineyard. I tried to give Silas the benefit of the doubt. Too many times. I tried to overlook things. The red flags have been there. I'm done. I'm so done. He's such a hypocrite. He says his wife can't go out and get drinks or have drinks bought for her by people. And then the second he gets out to a bar, first thing, someone buys them a round of drinks and he happily accepts them while not wearing his wedding ring. I'm just over him. I'm over it. The next episode, him yelling at her about the ironing the pants too much, the stuff with the sandwich too much. I've tried so hard to be patient because I understand there are people who, for some reason, enjoy basic, standard, old-fashioned gender norms of I do this and you do that. I thought that was maybe what it is. But no, he's just controlling and weird. And I don't think she actually wants that. And she's struggling with it. I feel for Jasmine because, I mean, to sit here and iron some man's pants, which one he can do by himself, And then for him to complain about it, ugh, no, absolutely not. So done with him. Should have been done with him weeks ago. I was just really trying to be positive and hope that there would be a turnaround. And then there wasn't. See, Preston even turned on him in this past episode. So I was like, if Preston's done, I'm definitely done. I'm done. Totally done. Ooh, also, so Alex this whole time has been so quiet and ooh, I meditate and whatever, whatever. And now that he's finally speaking, it's like, please stop talking. Everything that's been out of his mouth in the like past episode has been kind of demeaning and gross. And then he has the nerve to sing, I'm just like John Legend's cousin. Just stop. It's not some compliment to hear from you that, oh, you think Jordan is thick or whatever. And I now see him for who he is and what he was trying to do. And that's something that we all need to be aware of. See, because at least with Silas, I could see the glaring red flags. And I know what I get with that guy. I know what I'm getting with him. He's traditional. He's conservative. He's annoying. Fine. Alex, I was thinking he was going to be a bit more progressive, but no. He's one of those who uses that as a cover to lay back in the cut. And then whenever he is ready to pounce, there he goes. And it's creepy stuff. And, oh, you're not making enough sex noises for me whenever they're doing something innocuous like playing tennis. I just expected more from him. And now that he's talking, I wish he would maybe stop. He should strongly consider taking a vow of silence. I would recommend that for him because it's just been weird the past couple of episodes now that he's starting to really creep on Jordan. And I'm glad that she's going to call them out next episode because this talking about I'm making claims on this one, I'm glad she's shutting all of that down. It's going to be great. So real quick sidetrack into Summer House Martha's Vineyard. We've been talking about it since it premiered, and I figure we're going to touch on it every week. But let's do it. Let's get into our big topic tonight. Dang it, that wasn't it. Okay, I'm not going to do it again. I'm not going to try it again. But let me just put this out here. So I love Love Island, every single iteration of it. I watch Love Island UK, Love Island US, which is the last season was great. The earlier ones, weak, very weak. Love Island Australia, extraordinary. It is so good. And there may be other ones that I'm missing. There probably is, but those are the only three that I can get into right now because there's a million episodes. If you ever want something to take over weeks of your time, if you just need a distraction, something on in the background, I cannot recommend Love Island enough because it's one of those things you can have on in the background. Just let it play. You just lay back and let it wash over you. Eventually you'll figure out who all the people are and their names and the ones that you like. If you need a place to start, just start watching this current season that's coming on right now. So that way you don't have to do the big, let's get caught up on 50 episodes. But if you do have that kind of time, which the way this job market's going and layoffs are happening, I believe there's some people out there who are going to have this amount of time. Start with Love Island UK season 3. I like that one. And then whichever Australian season has Jessie, who was actually on the most recent UK season. Well, not the most recent one's airing. The last UK one, which came on really late for us. We got it way late. So it's hard to be on the Love Island Reddit because I don't want to know what's going to happen on the one I haven't seen yet. So I'm glad that Hulu picked it up and is showing it sooner. I'm thrilled to be less behind. For those of you who've never watched Love Island, it's let's get, I don't even know, I think there's 5 girls, 5 guys, something like that, some number like that. We're going to put them on an island. They're going to pair up with each other, live together, and then slowly but surely we'll introduce new people to the island, and they can choose to stay with their current person or move on with the new person. And then my favorite part of Love Island, every Love Island, oh my God, is Casa Amora, where they go for a week and a whole bunch of new people. They call them bombshells whenever the new people come in. A bunch of bombshells come in and they get to spend the week with them, and they go back to the house and you have to realize like, oh crap, did my person meet someone else, the one who I'd been connecting with, or are they going to come back to me? And sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. And it's fabulous drama. And it's just a bunch of hot people in swimsuits sitting outside chit chatting. Like seriously, that's really truly all it is. And most of the people are, I think they're like 25 and under. The new season, they're all extraordinarily young. And I get it, man. To be out there in that heat all day, like we couldn't do Love Island 35, 40, because they're out there all day long. And also, they all share one big bedroom. And the version with me and like my husband's, my crew of people, the amount of CPAP machines and the disgusting snoring that would be going on all night, it would be the most unsexy television ever. So I get it. So I love the people that they pick, because by the end of it, they end up becoming friends, and it ends up being really funny and seeing who connects. I don't know why. It's just like this really cute, endearing show that once you're into it, you're into it. Like you watch one season of Love Island, you're going to watch all, I don't even know how many. There's like 20 probably across the board, probably more than 20 seasons. But this one was different. Instead of letting the couples pick the pairs themselves, this is another thing. There's a lot of voting involved. It's very American Idol. Lots of calling in and texting in votes and online votes and such and such. So this time, instead of them picking the pairs, the UK paired the people up. And UK, I always find it interesting how on this, the black folks always seem to pair up with each other. Even whenever the UK picked, two of the black people ended up together. I'm like, come on. Let's get some interracial couples going. But hey, whatever. If that's who you thought made sense to get, and they're fine with it. It always happens, and they're like, cool. That's who I would have picked. They were both like, yeah, that's who I would have picked. So maybe I'm the crazy one, but it happens every single time. But this one is more diverse. It feels a little bit more diverse because there's another black guy, and then there's a black girl who comes in later on, and it's not diverse television. There's a lot of things happening there, and I don't want to spoil too much. Well, I think I already said it, but one of the bombshells that comes in is a black girl, and she ends up with the French guy, the Frenchman. And the other thing with Love Island is the guy Ian, who does the voiceover the whole time. And it's kind of like, blind date style voiceover where they're making fun of what's going on, but it's good. It's fun. It's funny. We like him. I love him. But this is my plea. If anyone from Love Island, I don't care if you know anybody who works for Love Island, any of them, I want to do the voiceover for the US one. We have the UK guy. He's already busy enough, okay? He's got to handle the UK. I've learned a lot of UK slang because of him. But I think it's time to hand over the US reins, because the host, Sarah Hyland, it's Haley from Modern Family. Oh my God. And she's the best Love Island US host. I hope that she continues to be the host. And last season it was super perfect because she got married. So it just works. She really works. She gives the look. She's super fierce. She's just a really, really cute host. I love Ian, but I think it's time for an American voice for the American Love Island. I'm just saying. And I think it should be me. I do. I just do. I'm putting it out there in the streets. We're all going to manifest that, and maybe it'll happen. Maybe it'll happen someday. But I just cannot recommend Love Island enough. A lot of the episodes end on a cliffhanger of who's going to pick who, or who did America choose to, or not America, the UK, whoever. Right now we're talking about the UK one. But who did they vote out of the house? That's all the voting and stuff. It's delicious TV. It's good. It's titillating. The conversations are fun and funny. I think, though, I would like to see if at one point they should add where one of the bombshells that comes in, here's someone that you can choose and ditch your spouse for, and it's a dog, like a really cute puppy. Because I bet you so many people would be like, you know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and choose the puppy. And then you'd get to like snuggle with a puppy every night, and you wouldn't have to like deal with some gross dude, and you'd get like the same amount of social media presence, because that's why anybody does this show, is to build up your social media presence. And I don't blame you. It's good. It's People follow the Love Island people from season 1 to this day. There's couples who have had babies from Love Island at this point, and we know every single thing they're doing. Like, if you go on Love Island, if you're trying to be a star, you want to be a real star out there, or not a star, but if you want people to know your business and follow you on social media, Love Island is not a bad way to go. You just have to be prepared to be in the sun all day long. Like, I love it watching the beginning to the end of the season, like how tan everybody gets and how dark everyone gets. It's amazing. It's just great TV. I don't know how to describe it or why. It's just something that's so mundane. I think this must be what people who enjoy watching sports, like what sports is like for people, where it doesn't make sense to the outside why watching people kick this ball is really fun. But to you guys, you who enjoy that, it makes sense. That's how I feel about Love Island. That's the best way I can explain it. So check it out, the new season. It's on Hulu. You're going to learn so much UK slang. Oh my God, this is also really funny. Okay, as an American watching the UK version of Love Island, they all will meet up, and as they meet, they'll say to this person, well, oh, you have an accent. Where's your accent from? Like, oh, I'm from Scotland, or oh, Dublin, or oh, this London, or wherever, Manchester. And to me, I kind of hear the difference, but I'm like, to me, you all have accents. So it's just kind of funny. We're like, oh, you have an accent. I'm like, to you, that sounds like a different accent than what, okay. Oh, it's good television. See, I can't afford to travel the world right now. So this counts. I feel like this counts as an island vacation. It counts as a geography lesson, sociology. I'm getting a lot from Love Island UK, and you can be getting that too. So far, my favorite person is Molly, because she's a theater girl, and I love that there is a fully announced, look at me, I am a musical theater girl on one of these reality shows, because like I said, it's such a good boost into mainstream acting and stuff, and I can tell she's talented too, so I'm just thrilled for her. I love her. Love our little theater girl there. Ooh, and speaking of, this past weekend, let me wrap this podcast up by saying this past weekend, I saw my BFF, Audie, in Godspell, and she was absolutely mesmerizing. It was so good. I love Godspell, do not get me wrong, but she killed it. She killed it. And the guy who played Jesus, if you're not familiar with Godspell, he was really good too. But Audie was definitely 110% was the best in that production. And it's playing right now in Brenham, Texas. And I would say, oh, go get tickets and go see her. But the damn show is sold out. I did not realize that Brenham, Texas had like this hot poppin' theater scene, but it does. I was barely able to get my husband a ticket. It's like that episode of Frasier where you had to stand in the cancellation line to get him in. Like, seriously, that was the only way he was able to see it. Fabulous. Love live theater. If you've seen any plays lately, please just tell me. I would love to hear about any theatrical experiences that anybody's had lately. Told you it's going to be a short episode. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back on Friday. Maybe we'll make it a little longer. I'll come up with something good to talk about, or maybe I'll find a friend to interview to come and sit down and chat with me. I would love that. If you do feel like chatting, let me know. I do plan on having Audie on here, and feel free to send me these. We're going to talk about friends, but unpopular friends' opinions. We're going deep analysis. Were they on a break? Yes or no? Monica and Chandler's engagement. Whenever Richard walks in and Monica yells for Richard, like, why does she do that? Audie and I are very confused by that. I also feel as though Rachel and Ross should have stayed married. That's a big controversial opinion I have, that after Vegas, the dumbest thing that they ever did writing wise was get them divorced, because there's just no world in which Ross and Rachel should have ever been divorced. See, this is what I'm talking about. Too in-depth of a discussion about Friends. We're going to do that. We talk about Friends literally every single day. For some reason, something about it, I don't know why, it's a comfort. It's been there for us through thick and thin. We just love that show, and so we're going to talk about that. But let me know your weird theories. I know that you have them, those people who watch like just the weird little off things or stuff that you've noticed. I want to know those things. Any other Friends fans out there, please let me know. Okay, thank you so much for listening to this episode. Ooh, feel free to hit up the tips jar. Let me know if there's something I should be watching. Go to www.thenashattack.com/tips, and then you can see how to do that. Click the little link on there, and I can watch a show you can recommend for me. www.thenashattack.com. You can also check me out on Instagram at the Nash Attack Podcast. Thank you so much for your time. I hope you have a good rest of the week, calm rest of the week, peaceful rest of the week, and that we just breeze into Friday, and that our Friday podcast episode, or weekend, I said I'm not going to say Friday because sometimes I do it on Saturday, but our weekend podcast, we're just going to hope that we breeze into that bad boy and things are going great. And if they aren't, it's okay. We'll be fine. We always are. Okay, I hope you guys have such a good one, and I will talk to you when I talk to you.